on the Golden State Warriors, they got it done, and Nick Batum, one of their new additions, had a lot to say about it. Channing, 2 threes for Nick Batum. He actually was 3 for 6.
Yeah, early in his career, he was a budding all-star, and that's why he got that big deal with Charlotte. But, he's a great addition. He can play a little bit of point guard. I played with him in his early years in Portland. He's a great addition for them and just somebody who's going to create for other people. He's not looking for numbers. He just wants to go out and be a winner.
Paul George had a double-double, 21 points, 12 rebounds. Let's listen in to his chat with Malik Andrews.
Paul, after missing the last game against the San Antonio Spurs, coming back tonight, how do you assess your performance?
It's weird. I missed one game and lost rhythm that quick. But, I'm going to work through it. Ankle felt a lot better. Still a little stiff. I was a little flat tonight, but it didn't hurt. No pain. So, just push through it and it'll get better over time. And it looked like towards the end of the game you landed a little bit hard. You were a little slow to get up. How are you physically feeling? You said you're feeling a little bit flat, but aside from that? I feel good. Aside from that, I feel good. I didn't bother to hurt it tonight. I take hard falls, but it's love of the game. Get back up, keep playing. A couple games into the season at this point, Paul, how do you think you are building your chemistry with Kawhi Leonard? I think, it's ongoing process. It's trust between myself and him. It's a pleasure being on that court with him. I enjoy this process with him. I think we're learning, we're figuring it out. Most importantly, we're growing together and we're helping leading this team together. And Paul, I'd be remiss not to ask you, how was the process of preparing for this game, given everything that is going on in the United States today and at the U.S. Capitol? It's always going to be split. A moment of it, you're thinking about what's going on, and you're trying to be, present to what's going on in the world, while still trying to get up and be ready and prepare for a game. It's tough. It's just a process we got to continue to work through. It's crazy. It's crazy. Social media's involvement of spotlighting this, people taking pictures, and it's just weird times, and it's what we stacked up against. So it makes no difference. We got to continue fighting for what's right, and put everything in the Lord's hand. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, Paul. We will.
All right, Clippers pulling away with that victory, and they have not lost 2 games in a row, despite people saying that they're not playing their best basketball or being consistent. Candace, your thoughts on what the Clippers look like early?
Well, the Clippers, I think it's kind of been a little bit of a roller coaster for them. We know how successful they're capable of being when they have their full lineup. I like Channing, like the addition of Batum. I think I'd like to add that he does bring another defensive presence, and I don't think people value as much as he does on the defensive end as well. But when you have 2 guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard that are capable of doing what they do on both ends of the court, and they're out for a number of games, I was really happy to see Kawhi play a back-to-back today. This is his first back-to-back in a long time. And the Clippers are going to need that to win these games, to get in that rhythm, because a lot of it is just getting to know how to play with somebody, when to defer, who likes the ball in what position, and what sets you're going to run come crunch time. So I'd like to see them get on the court more together, and I think they'll hit that rhythm.
Is that significant, Channing? I mean, we talked a lot about Kawhi not playing back-to-backs the last couple of seasons, various teams. We all thought there was a recipe, that he'd figured things out until last season, the way it ended. So is it significant that he played in a back-to-back?
For sure. I think you just look at their team chemistry, and I think we look at their culture. And if he wants to be that leader, he's going to need to get his hands and feet a little dirty with the team and get in there and get minutes. This is not the same team as last year. This is a new team, and there are even greater expectations and more doubting eyes and headlines about wanting the Clippers to lose all the time. But this is a great win for the Clippers, I thought. They battled. The Warriors were one of the 2 hottest teams in the NBA this last week. And so for them to come and beat the Warriors is good for them. And I think the addition of Batum, having Serge, they are very defensive-minded. And with T. Lue there, I can never say anything bad about T. Lue. Obviously, I won a championship with him. I think he's going to put them in the right spots where everyone's going to know their role, and it's going to help build with the chemistry, which will help them when adversity comes.
I love how you slid that in there. I played with him,
I won a
or
championship.
former teammates.
Oh, I got a ring.
Just won a championship with him. I'm not mad at you. I would do the same probably. All right, so you talked about the Golden State being hot. Just so you know, they were 4 or 5. They won their last 4 or 5, so that's to your point. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Zion Williamson.
Zion smash.
The buzzer sounds, and the Clippers are winners tonight. 108 to 101 over the Golden State Warriors. The Clippers improved to 6-3. Golden State drops back to an even 500 at 4-4. But a nice win for the Clippers, and really had to grind this out. The first game the Clippers have played, and really the first game they have won, where they didn't have a 20-point lead. We're going to be joined by the guest of honor tonight, Marcus Morris.
Why not?
Senior. I don't know if he can hear us right now. Marcus Morris, can you hear us down there?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Where you at? Yeah,
we are in Los Angeles. It's great to see you, my friend. Let me ask you this. I talked with Ty Lue this morning, and he told me about you going to the coaching staff and saying, let me come off the bench with the way Nick Batum has gelled with that first unit. Can you give us with what you're comfortable with? Share us that conversation with Ty Lue and the staff.
Hey, man, I'm here to do whatever, is best for the team. And, I watched the games. I watched the preseason. I was there during the training camp the entire time. And I see how well those guys gelled, man. And, I just felt as though the second unit would benefit with me coming off. And, it was a conversation that we had. And, and I'm willing to take any role that's given to me.
Marcus, pretty impressive. You haven't played a real game since September, but you come off, you make your first shot. You were really sharp. How much work have you been doing and doing live stuff in practice to get ready for this?
I've been working nonstop. Since, I had my injury, I've just been, rehabbing and doing some stuff off feet. And for these last I would say 3 weeks, I've been doing a lot of live stuff, just getting very comfortable with playing on it, and I feel good. The coaching staff and training staff has done a great job of, keeping me engaged and, keeping me around the team. So it's been fun, man. I'm just happy to get out here and, get a win with these guys.
You've had a front row seat both in practice and at games. Give me your assessment about where this team is now 9 games into the season with a record of 6-3.
We're getting better. Game in and game out. We have a lot of guys that came in new, so we got a new coaching staff and everything. So, it's going to take some time to gel. But, I can tell you one thing. Once we hit the ground, we gone.
Marcus, it's just great to see you out there. Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on your play.
No doubt. Appreciate you guys.
Marcus Morris, Senior, our guest. It's great to have him back in the lineup. He hit his first